one of my favorite composers of all time was the grandfather of Dr. Mangalapalli Balamurali Krishna sir. His name was Rangadasa. He was from a small village near on the banks of the Godavari. This village is called Gudimellanka. And there was a Venugopala temple. So that belonged to his family. But he left Andhra Pradesh and he spent a lot of time in Prayaga, because of which he was called Prayaga Rangadasa. He passed away a few years before Dr. Balamurali Krishna sir was born. So Balamurali sir was born in 1930, while Prayaga Rangadasa passed away in 1928, 29, sometime like that. So Balamurali sir always felt that he inherited the gene of being a composer from his grandfather, though they never met each other. The unfortunate thing was that since he did not have a Shishya Parampara, many of his compositions died out, and many of his compositions were and continue to be sung in the bhajan mandalis in that area around Godavari by people who don't know that these are his songs. So I have been trying to find out his compositions, and just like that, from somewhere I get some of these compositions, which is very, very, I take it as a divine blessing. I got some compositions after Balamurali sir passed away also. So he has composed songs in Carnatic ragas, and he has composed songs which are just folk tunes from Andhra Pradesh also. So one song I got very attracted to, the first time I heard it itself, was on Bala Tripura Sundari. So our host has commanded me to sing Bala Tripura Sundari today. It's my pleasure to do that. So Bala Tripura Sundari, I sang it around the time YouTube came, and I had uploaded it on YouTube. Then one person wrote a comment saying that Sthiramuga Kadali Andu Velasina. So I thought Kadali means she lived in the ocean, but Kadali happens to be a tiny village near Gudimallanka. So actually Antarvedi, there is a famous Narasimha temple in Antarvedi where the Godavari meets the ocean. Sangamam happens there. So Antarvedi, Gudimallanka, Kadali, and where Balamurali sir was born, that is a small village called Shankaraguptam. So all these four are very, very, very close to each other. So one person wrote a comment in the YouTube video saying that this Bala Tripura Sundari is from a temple in Kadali. So I took a taxi from Raja Mahendravaram and found the temple and had darshan there. So it is very, very, very remote, Kadali. So I thought I would be the first Malayali to go to Kadali. Then I discovered that one super Malayali was there many years ago called Adi Shankaracharya. So he traveled all over India by foot within his very, very short lifespan, and like a protective garland over entire Indian subcontinent, he had done pratishtha to Shakti Peethams. And this Bala Tripura Sundari was actually established there by Adi Shankara. So at least one Malayali had gone there before I did. So, and the temple also is very sweet. I searched for Bala Tripura Sundari online, I couldn't find anything. Then I discovered that the main temple is a Shiva temple called Kapotheshwara. So Kapotheshwara temple, the entire temple has stone carvings of kapota or pigeons, kabutar we say in Hindi, and there are thousands of live pigeons also there. So once the priest told me the story behind the temple. It was Shiva and Parvati were having a conversation, and Parvati was in an irritated mood, so she wanted to provoke Shiva. So she told Shiva, most of your bhaktas are fake. So when the going is good, they will pray to you, but if something bad happens, they will curse you. So Shiva said, absolutely not. My devotees are the best in the world. Whatever happens, their faith, their devotion to me remains unshaken. So then Parvati says, okay, let's put somebody to test. So right that time, a hunter was going in search of prey, was going to hunt something to feed his elderly parents who were at home. So every day he had to kill something to feed his parents. Otherwise, they would starve and die. So Parvati ensured that there's an animal right in front, but when he fires the arrow, the animal will escape. So this happened once, twice, 3 times. So Parvati said, see, now he's going to curse you. But instead of cursing, he only prayed to Shiva and said, please forgive me if I have done something wrong, because the animal is right in front of me and I missed. So I must have done something wrong. So please forgive me. So he only asked for forgiveness. He never cursed Shiva. So this went on and on for some time. And Parvati got more and more furious. And suddenly she started a thunderstorm. So when thunderstorm came, he was huddled under a tree. And he thought, today I'm not going to get anything and my parents are going to starve. So he just cried and prayed to Shiva only. But again his faith was unshaken. Then Parvati got even more furious and she started a forest fire immediately after the rain. Normally after rain, fire can't happen. But when a woman is angry, anything can happen. So she made a forest fire, and then all the animals started running away. So again the hunter, he sat below the tree and cried and said, today definitely I'm not going to get anything. So at that time there were 2 pigeons on the tree. So the husband pigeon said, see, this hunter, poor fellow, he's sitting under our tree, which means he's our guest only. So he's our guest. It's our duty to make him happy. So I am going to sacrifice my life. Let him eat me. So the pigeon jumped into the fire and incinerated itself. So the hunter is very happy. Well, just like that, from heaven, when pigeon dropped, and immediately it got cooked also because of the fire. So then the Mrs. Pigeon, she also, if my husband dies, then I am also going to do this. So she also died. So immediately he got 2 pigeons and the hunter is very happy. So Parvati agreed, okay, your devotees are the best, because he never cursed Shiva, he only prayed to him and thanked him. Then Shiva said, these pigeons are not just going to go to heaven, I am going to take them within me. So if you go to Kapotheshwara Temple, on the Shivalingam on top, the 2 pigeons are there. That on this engraved on the Shivalingam itself. That is why it's called Kapotheshwara Temple. It's worth going because that whole land mass is very, very, very beautiful. I mean, I am 56 years old now, but I come from a Kerala of 1960s, 70s, which is so lush and green, very, very beautiful. And now we still find that in some countryside and in the mountains in Kerala, but the cities are completely horrible. All the cities, the land, the town planning department, I don't know who is in charge, but it seems to be very, very sadistic people without any imagination. So the roads, the infrastructure, everything is really, really, really bad in Kerala. Until 1995, 96, we never had a water bottle because we could just open the tap and drink tap water. It was that safe almost till year 2000. So when I went to Kadali, Antarvedi, I found that even today, that part of Andhra Pradesh near the Godavari is exactly like how Kerala used to be around 40 years ago. So whenever I go there, I feel very, very emotional, and I go there very often. So the explanation was 10 minutes long, but the song is only 2 minutes long. So I'll tell you one more, not story, one incident. Whenever possible, I sing only with Vinu and Harikumar. If you watch 100 of my videos on YouTube, 98 will have Vinu and Harikumar. But from time to time, I sing with other people also. So once, there was a lady who played violin with me, who had a very protective mother who was seated in the audience. So I had told her what I was going to sing, and I had told her I was going to sing Bala Tripura Sundari also. So the song, Bala Tripura Sundari, this is how it starts. But then, because the lady was playing with me, and her mother was just looking like that, I just looked at the lady and sang, Sundari. So it immediately generated a buzz in the audience. Then, Tripura Sundari, and then only I started the song. And you won't believe, you just search Bala Tripura Sundari on YouTube, you will find minimum 50 videos from small children to intermediate children to old people, mommies also. they all start Sundari. So that is, I started this because of one incident. Now that has become the permanent opening of the song. So normally I just pick some Sundari in the audience and I say Sundari, but today I can't do that because so many Sundaris are there in the audience. So I can't choose one. Bala Tripura Sundari kai konu maharati. Bala Tripura Sundari kai konu maharati. Ganalola jala mela dari jopuma. Ganalola jala mela dari jopuma. Sundarangi andaruni satiraruga. Sundarangi andaruni satiraruga. Sandehamunu andamuga dirpu mandini. Sandehamunu andamuga dirpu mandini. Vasikekkiyunnadana vanuchunamiti. Vasikekkiyunnadana vanuchunamiti. Rasiga siri sampadalichi brovu mandini. Rasiga siri sampadalichi brovu mandini. Bala Tripura Sundari kai konu maharati. Bala Tripura Sundari kai konu maharati. Ganalola jala mela dari jopuma. Ganalola jala mela dari jopuma. Om Krim Srim Yanutsu Madini Talachu Chundini. Om Krim Srim Yanutsu Madini Talachu Chundini. Apadalata Bapa Vamma Ativa Sundari. Apadalata Bapa Vamma Ativa Sundari. Sthiramuga Sri Kadali Yandu Velasitivamma. Sthiramuga Sri Kadali Yandu Velasitivamma. Dharanilo Sri Rangadasuni Dayanu Juduma. Dharanilo Sri Rangadasuni Dayanu Juduma. Bala Tripura Sundari kai konu maharati. Bala Tripura Sundari kai konu maharati. Ganalola, Ganalola, Ganalola jala mela dari jopuma. Ganalola jala mela dari jopuma. Dari jopuma, dari jopuma, dari jopuma.